Hello everyone, my name is Jimmy and welcome to The Last Lap. In today's video, we have some off-season news to bring you guys, but before we hop into it, just to remind you guys, hit that like button and subscribe button. We greatly appreciate it if you did that. And also, before we start the episode, I do want to quickly say our thoughts and prayers are with everybody that was involved with what happened in Chesapeake, Virginia. If you guys don't know what happened, it's all over the news. Both of us went to high school pretty much 10 minutes from where that took place, so very close to home for us to have that happen. Very sad and unfortunate right around Thanksgiving as well. So just wanted to quickly say that before we hop into the video. But Matthew, as my friend and co-host, is joining me on the show as always, and you have a bit of a fun announcement to make as well. So Matthew, I'll go ahead and let you do the honors whenever you're ready. But Matthew, how's it feel to be back on the show right after Thanksgiving? Hopefully everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I know I did. I'm thankful for all you guys watching. Thankful for Matthew being my co-host for 2 years now, and a lot to be thankful for around this time of year. So, Matthew, how you feeling as we get ready for another off-season episode?
Well, happy Thanksgiving to every one of y'all. I hope y'all had a great Thanksgiving. And as far as what you were mentioning, so officially, I'm a trucker, kind of. So a few days ago, I just got a sort of almost new truck. Basically, it's a Ford Ranger Lariat with the nice old sport package on there, and it's been a lot of fun with it so far. I mean, I've been driving Mustangs since high school. It got me through high school, got me to college, but when I started working, I needed something, to put bigger stuff in the back seat, or in this case, the bed, and something with, a lot more comfort, a lot more technology on it that my car lacked. So this was a big upgrade for me, and I'm going to be enjoying it for years to come.
Yeah, it's sad that the old Mustang boys days from high school are gone, but we've moved on to bigger and better things, and who knows, maybe someday down the line, 20, 30 years from now,
we'll not have that big. It's basically the same size. It's a Mustang.
I said bigger and better things. I wasn't referring to the size of the vehicle. I was referring to the newness of our vehicles. But anyways, maybe someday down the line, 20, 30 years from now, we'll both have different Mustangs and, be Mustang bros again. But for now, we got brand new cars. Very thankful for those.
Mustang gang is on hold for now.
It'll hopefully be back someday. But let's go ahead and hop into some of this off-season news. This is something just very small. I think we addressed it in our last video, but Cole Custer, he's obviously going to Xfinity next year for Stuart Haas, but they announced that he'll be driving the 00 car once again, the one that he ran back a few years ago when he won several races. So very excited to see him drive that same car again. It's always a good thing to return to something that you had a lot of success in. So maybe he can win a few races this year, be a championship contender in the Xfinity Series. The next thing is a little bit bigger news revolving around Mr. Kyle Busch. Adam Stern reported that RCR informed a Sports Business Journal that Lenovo would be one of Kyle Busch's sponsors next season. If you guys don't know, Lenovo was one of Tyler Reddick's sponsors while he was at RCR. Not just last year, but for the past few years, Lenovo was one of his sponsors. So we got one sponsor, at least for Kyle Busch. And I've seen a lot of people saying, that, this proves that Joe Gibbs Racing didn't really try. But, RCR, they tend to do things in small little batches, except for, I guess, Austin Dillon, Bass Pro Shops. They have a pretty big sponsorship deal with them and RCR, I suppose. But, for Tyler Reddick, Lenovo, they sponsor a few races a season, probably 5 to 10, something like that. And then they have, they had 3Chi, that sponsor, unfortunately, sponsor him for a few races. And so all kinds of different sponsors that were sponsored throughout the season. So I wouldn't expect this to be like a big, like a mega deal that they're going to sponsor him for like 20 plus races. It's probably a single to barely double-digit deal. But JGR, on the other hand, they go for those big sponsors like FedEx, Bass Pro Shops, used to be M&M's, Ream, all those big-time sponsors that sign on for 15, 20, 25 races a year, whereas RCR, they go for those smaller chunks and sponsorships. They get a lot of those throughout the season. So just want to throw that out there. One sponsor down for Kyle Busch, probably a lot more to go, and a lot more information about his truck team. Well, not really, because they announced the drivers for that. So just waiting on a few more sponsors for Kyle Busch, and then he'll be all set for next season. Elio Castroneves. Wow, that was a tongue twister for some reason. Shouldn't have been. But Adam Stern also reported that Elio is close to a deal for the Daytona 500 next season. Obviously, the Indy 500 winner from a few years ago, IndyCar legend and champion. He is also supposed to run a few SRX races next season, like he's done in the past couple years. And the teams in the rumors for the Daytona 500 are Trackhouse and the Money Team. Personally, I think me and you would both prefer the Trackhouse organization, since they've obviously built a lot of success the last 2 years, ever since they started, honestly. But last year they had a very good season. He would probably be in the Project 91 car that Kimi Räikkönen drove at Watkins Glen earlier in the year, and he was running decent until he got taken out in a crash. So, I think we'd both prefer him to be in that Project 91 Trackhouse car. Not saying, obviously it's a super speedway, so anybody can win, but I think Trackhouse would obviously be, a little bit more prepared than the Money Team would be. And this all came together because Don Hawk, who is one of the important people at SRX over there, he promised Elio that if he won an SRX race, that he would try to get him a deal for the Daytona 500, and that actually happened. Elio, I think he won the first SRX race of the season last year, so Don Hawk's trying to stay a man of his word and get Elio a Daytona 500 ride. And the final thing that we're going to talk about is stage cautions. Apparently, there's a rumor going around. Jeff Gluck, he said it via the Teardown that NASCAR is considering not throwing the caution flag for the stage ends at road courses. And I personally would like this because road course racing has become very strange the past few years with the stages. At first it wasn't bad, but I think the last few years teams started to catch on and figure out, oh yeah, we have to pit right before the end of the stage to cycle back to the front of the field, or you stay out and you get stage points and you lose all of your track positions. So I like this. I hope this is a thing. I hope this becomes true because, I would like to see the driver who is the best. I would like to see him win the stage, but also continuing to keep leading the race without having to worry about sacrificing track positions. So especially as a Chase Elliott fan who's pretty good at road courses, cough cough, just had to throw that in there. He's been screwed by road courses quite a few times with these stages and weird things, but as a race fan in general, I'll bring it back and not be opinionated about this. As a race fan in general, I would like to see that because it is kind of weird seeing drivers pit right before the end of the stage and the caution come out and all this crazy stuff. The road courses keep the race green. I almost feel like it'll be more boring kind of, but it'll actually be better in the long haul because you won't have a stage caution at Indy road course where things got chaotic on the restarts there. So I feel like it'll be a good thing for, a track like Indy road course where turn one is so tight and the restarts are crazy and everybody just doesn't care and wrecks each other. So I feel like it'll be a good thing, even though it might be a little bit boring. I think it'll be a good thing for the whole race and the racing product. So yeah, that's pretty much all the news we got for this episode. So Matthew, go ahead and chime in and tell everybody your thoughts about some of this news that has come out over the past few weeks.
All right. So what is it called? Lenovo, I think that's how I pronounce it right. Being one of Kyle Busch's sponsors for next year. This wasn't a surprise at all because this is an RCR sponsor, and I totally expected them to stick around with the 8 cars, so I'm not totally surprised by that. I think we'll see some other we'll see like Cheddar's. I think Cheddar's will be on the 8 car as well. As far you keep telling me that 3G is going to be on that car, but that is not happening. I am really guessing. I really think that they're going to go with Tyler Reddick in the 45 car next year. So that's what's going to happen. So nice try, but yeah, we'll see if there's any more sponsors in the next couple of months. There was that whole thing that happened on Twitter with Kyle Busch and Sling TV dropping hints That's still up in the air. That could be a major sponsor for the A car. So you never know these days. So we'll see. We'll see the other ones in the next couple months. Okay. As for Helio Castroneves trying to enter in the Daytona 500, this will be amazing because one, I'm gonna be there next year, so I would love to see a 4-time Indy 500 champion in the field, basically. Amazing IndyCar driver. As for which team he will go to, of course, the real obvious choice is the Project 91 car in Trackhouse because, unlike the Money Team, which the only way I will want him on the Money Team if they run that amazing Pit Viper scheme again. If they do, get him in that ride instead. The best paint scheme of this year. Don't at me. Okay.
But is that a preview for a future video we might be dropping about favorite paint schemes? It might be you might have just let one slide there.
Maybe. Who knows? But yeah, besides that, I'd totally rather have him in the Project 91 car. He'll have a way better shot of competing for that Daytona 500 trophy. I'll be looking forward to see how he will do, this is one of the biggest stages in motorsports, and he's won the Indy 500 4 times, which is arguably the biggest race in the U.S. So, I hope this is true, and I'm looking forward to see Helio Castroneves, but he'll probably have to qualify him first because we have the 36 charter teams. We have Jimmy Johnson staying. He wants to get in the Daytona 500. We'll have Helio Castroneves looking like he'll be going to Daytona 500. And then a third Front Row Motorsports car from the owner of Front Row Motorsports. They stated that they're trying to get Zayden Smith in the Daytona 500 too. So with those three, that's 39 cars. So they're getting real close to... Oh, and don't forget, the 62 car is already confirmed, too, with Austin Hill driving. So that's 40 cars already, if those two I just mentioned comes true. That's a full 40 car field. So if like the Money Team, NY Racing, Team Hesburg, I think that's what it's called, or any other teams, NBM... we might see something like last year, we'll see the duels, with competitive duels races. So we'll see, but yeah, hopefully this comes true. I cannot wait to see if Helio Castroneves does enter the Daytona 500 and also make it through the duels. So okay, as for the stage cautions on road courses going away. This will be absolutely the right move to make if this does come true. That is the problem with road courses these days, is that these stage cautions are really, really unnecessary and pointless. Because everyone pits basically, except like if you're trying to you're gonna be like the bottom seed in the playoffs, you're just trying to get stage points basically. That's really it. Or if you're Cody Ware. So, this will be absolutely the right decision to make. This could be, a starting point to where we might not see stage cautions in any other or more tracks. Like they'll probably do super speedways next, then maybe mile and a halfs next. That could be a possibility that we might see stage cautions basically go away altogether. They'll still have the stages, but they'll just keep on going. Basically, don't take 20 minutes out of a race just for a stage. I think it's kind of ridiculous. That a lot of the reason why these races are so long now is because of those stage cautions taking forever. Just keep it going. After you get the stage points, just keep going. Let the race keep the flow, and that way you could bring back more, what we had back then with tire strategy, fuel strategy. Especially like tracks like Pocono, Michigan. Those fuel strategy races were some of the most memorable Michigan races back then. And if you did that, eliminate the stage cautions, then that would bring some of that magic back, basically, with the strategy. So that's just me. But with stage cautions going away at road courses, this is absolutely the first type of tracks to do this. Absolutely. So I mean, there'll probably still be people trying to do the same thing. I mean, trying to pit before this stage, even though it's going to keep on going. They probably will, but who knows? This is still a wonderful start to it, if it's true.
Yeah, I was going to say that, teams might still try to, like, finesse the system, kind of, and still try to pit before the end of the stage to have better tires or something. I don't know. But I think road courses are a good place to kind of experiment with it, since that's the place where it affects the race the most, and then maybe go from there. If it's a success on the road courses this year, maybe next year, give it a year or two. If it's a success there, then maybe move it to super speedways or all ovals in general. I don't know. But I do think road courses are a good start for that. But yeah, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this video. Matthew, do you have any other final thoughts before we go ahead and finish this video out?
Let's see. Am I missing anything? No, I don't think so. Wait, what are you going to say?
Another. I was just going to say you got another iRacing win today. I mean, it was like a rookie class race, but you still got another win. So.
Oh, it's just one of those. It's the old trucks, basically. It doesn't really count on your stats, basically. So it's nothing really big deal, but led all the laps, won the pole.
I've won 2 times in the exhibition next gen cars, and I count those because those next gen cars, those are something else. But yeah, make sure you guys stay tuned throughout the off season. We'll be posting more videos. So we'll probably do a paint scheme recap, best paint schemes of the year video sometime next week. And if you guys check out our social media pages, you'll be able to see when we're doing our iRacing League races. We always advertise those, when they are, where they'll be streamed live and all that kind of stuff. So if you guys want to watch some of that, make sure you guys check out our social media pages. But until the next time, we'll see you guys in our next video.